Hopefully this one doesn't scramble your brain at all. It's just solve for y. Get y all by itself. Okay. Well, where's my y? Y is right here, and I'm trying to get it all by itself. Okay, this is just review of solving a linear equation. Even though we have an x in there, that doesn't matter. If I want to get the y by itself, I have to start by getting the 5y by itself. But there's actually more. I have to get the negative 5y by itself. That whole chunk is attached to the y. So, first I need to add the 2x to the other side. So I get rid of that, and I have negative 5y equals 10 plus 2x. I cannot combine those because the 10 doesn't have an x, remember? If this had an x, then it would be 12x, but it does not. And then, if I want the y by itself, all I gotta do is divide by negative 5. And I can do that like this. I can do it two ways. So this is one way. Sometimes I do it like this, sometimes I don't, and you have to just check and see why. Here, what's 10 divided by negative 5? Negative 2. What's 2x divided by negative 5? That's just negative 2x over 5, or, I mean, I put the negative in the top. And then I don't have to actually write that plus sign, because if you add a negative, it's just like subtracting. So then I have that. Or, I could, if I wanted to, I could write negative 5y. I'm just going to rewrite it. That's 10 plus 2x. And then I could, again, divide by negative 5, and I could divide the whole thing by negative 5. That's actually the same. It's the same. It's the same. Do you understand? Do you understand? This means the same thing. You could split up the denominator, write it twice, like that. But there you go. Those are the same thing. Those are the same thing. I would probably write it like this because this reminds me of the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. Yeah, I can just switch those around, right? Right around. Okay, that's yeah. Okay. That's pretty nifty. What if? Ooh, let's do another what if. What if we had a fraction in front of the y? That's actually not that bad. There's two things that we could do. We could just get a common denominator right away. If you're comfortable with that, that's fine. You can just get a common denominator, then the denominators go away. We've been doing that before. That's fine. Or there's a easier way. It's quicker. I feel like when I tell people about a different way, they get confused and they just want one way, and then let's just do it that way every single time. But sometimes it's easier to have multiple tools. Why would you use a manual screwdriver if you have a drill? Because I don't know how to use the drill. Learn how to use the drill. Is what I'm saying. All right, so I'll do it that way afterwards, but this is how I would do this. I'm trying to get y by itself, so I would add 2x just like I did in the other equation, and then I have negative 1/5 y equals, right, that goes away, 10 plus 2x. And then I would just multiply everything by negative 5, because that'll get rid of a negative times a negative is a positive, and the 5's will cancel out. But I can't just do that on one side. I have to do it on both sides. So that's what I do. And then I just get 1y, which is just y, equals, and then I have to distribute this part, equals negative 50 minus 10x. And if you wrote it in slope-intercept form, that would be negative 10x minus 50. I think that's easier. I probably wouldn't have written down so many steps, but there you go. Solve for y when you have a fraction in front. Interesting. All right, let's do it the other way. If you really want to use the screwdriver, minus 2x equals 10. All right. So if you want to get a common denominator, the common denominator, of course, is going to be 5. So you multiply by 5 here. Multiply by 5 here. That's actually, I mean, it's the same exact process. And then we have, what is this, minus 10x. Sorry, I forgot that part. Over 5 equals 50 over 5. And remember, when we have an equal sign, the denominator you can just get rid of. Why is that? Because you can multiply both sides by 5. Multiply both sides by 5. That cancels. And then when you distribute, it cancels there. And when you distribute, it cancels there. So then, really, you just get negative 1y, or just negative y. We can leave it negative 1. Minus 10x equals 50. And then I can add the 10x over, plus the 10x. It goes away. And negative 1y equals 50 plus the 10x. And then I divide by negative 7? No, negative 1. Negative 1, negative 1. That just changes the sign. Y equals negative 10x minus 50. Is that the same thing? It is. It is. Or you could do it over 1 and then, the whole thing. But I prefer using the drill with a Phillips head attachment rather than just a Phillips head screwdriver. I'm done with this.